Hello. We're trying to lure Pumpkin over, but it's so cold in here, she won't get off the router. So it may be just me tonight, everybody. Good evening. I'm T. Waldron, and my cat Pumpkin is over yonder. And I've got like 3 or 4 shirts on right now, and it's a little chilly. It's about 2 degrees here on the east coast of the U.S. Again, I'm T. Waldron, and my cat Pumpkin's over there. And tonight, we actually have a great topic. I'm in the How to Be the True Media class with Mark Passio on Monday nights. And we're learning all sorts of stuff on setting up our computers. And then we're going to be, talking about other aspects of using our computers, using the technology that's available, setting up websites, setting up podcasts, all sorts of things. So one of my classmates actually spoke at an event in Mexico this past week, and it was fascinating. He spoke about his name is Will Keller, and he spoke about natural law. And the title of his presentation was "The Blueprint for a Free Society," and it's all based on natural law. And the subtext title is "Why Freedom Must Be Built on Moral Grounds." So those are some interesting ideas, and I agree with his premises. And I want to just share with you some of the things that he spoke about. So first of all, natural law is a law that exists. It's just, it's not created by anyone, any human. It is existing law, okay? And I'm still trying to wrap my head around exactly what natural law is and how it was defined and exactly our relationship to it. So I'm new to this process, but Will's presentation had some interesting points that I want to share with you. So let's see. Oh, this was interesting. One of his slides said that sometimes, and this is common, societies confuse control for order and obedience for harmony. Now that's a pretty wild concept. Societies confuse control for order and obedience for harmony. So I kind of want to break that down a little bit. Hey, good evening, Art. Oh, wow. The Declaration of Independence is based on natural law. That's so amazing. Thank you for that. Yeah, and a lot of our founding fathers were Masons, and many of these groups use natural law. So that's really wild that's the case. Hey, Stephen. I'm having a great night. I hope you are as well. Yeah, so we're talking about natural law. And again, this fellow student of mine, Will Keller, he's actually a very good organizer regarding education of natural law. He's trying to spread the word and pretty much empower people. And it's really a great it's called the One Great Work, actually. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we're trying to stay warm here in the east coast of the U.S. I think it was 2 degrees. I just checked the temperature out there. Whew. And Pumpkin won't move off of her router, so she sits on my router over there, and it's, I guess, the warmest spot for her. Yeah, so back to natural law. Another aspect of this that he spoke about, I'm just telling you the points that struck me. I mean, he said a lot of different things, and I'm trying to piece together a lot of these concepts. But another one was reality is relational. And everything in nature is relational. There's an order, a responsibility, and through that there is freedom. So that's interesting, and that makes sense. And I think, from what I can gather, it seems as though it really ties into the work of Joe Dispenza and the other folks that I study that speak to the fact that we are all one. We're all united, whether we realize it or not. And we are souls with a body. So we are, fields of energy that are all connected. So it's pretty wild that all this stuff is resonates, and it all lines up. So that it seems very true to me. Um, and then our relationships to each other and to, oh, okay. So what he's saying is natural law is, it's just a standard regarding how we relate to each other, to animals, to different beings, but also our relationship to our own principles and values. And this is the interesting part that I thought was very powerful, and it's something that I've been working on, is we've got to turn within. How are our principles and values lining up? Are they in line with natural law? So that was interesting. And then he touched on metaphysical, which is based in energy and consciousness, which that's my jam, so I love that. And then he also said we respond something. I think we respond to action, not perception. So I think it involves taking action. So I have to rewatch that part a little bit. I did put a link in my community page to the actual talk, and we can put it in the chat or the description. So if you want to check it out, you can do that. And there are certain things that are just morally unacceptable. So, and then there are other things that are, if they're just vices, if they're, like let's say we, drink too much or smoke or eat junk food or whatever, those are vices. Those are internal, and those are just hurting ourselves. So it doesn't mean they're necessarily immoral. So that was interesting too. And let's see what else he had to say that struck me. I had company pop over, so I didn't get to the last few minutes of his talk because I got distracted. But we were watching part of it together, and then we had to cook dinner. So, but he talks about that we can be enslaved if we're not aware of what the natural moral law is. So I thought that was really good too. And he broke it down into a real simple idea: don't steal and don't kneel. So I think those concepts are, don't really, have an infraction against our fellow human beings, and also don't be a slave to people and not even realize it. And then this is, this last moment here, I just want to share with you. Yeah, hey, we're all Earthlings, that's right. Hey, Kevin, welcome. Hey, PTS, welcome. The last thing he said that I wrote down here was that people that are in control try to control the masses via ignorance. And that really made a lot of sense, because if you're unaware that you're being controlled, aren't you going to be easier to control? So, so I think that's really important, that we keep, having these conversations, challenge each other, try to research things and learn the truth, and then share it, in our little world and with each other, but also, to people in our daily lives, and then, maybe on a bigger scale too at some point. Yeah, that's funny. We're all Earthlings. I love that. Yes. Anything, that's great, Art. Anything that distracts from our spiritual connection is a negative and to be avoided. That's so true. And it's, hey, Fractal, come here. And I think that's part of it, is distracting us from our own spirituality, our power within us, because many different organizations strip away our power, and they encourage us to either look to happiness and peace outside of ourselves, or go through another organization or a process that's not within us. And the true power, I think, of our divinity lies within us, our souls. Hey, B, welcome. It's good to see you. Pumpkin is sitting on the router because she is cold, because it's only 1 degree here, but she's doing great. She's got a fur coat and she's fine. She's just napping over there, but thanks for asking. Let's see. Oh, it's easier to fool 10,000 than it is to convince them that they have been fooled. Wow, that's pretty wise. That's cool. I never heard that before, but that makes sense. Yeah, because if we don't realize we're being manipulated, it's so much easier. But once we realize, that's wild. So, yeah, thank you so much. Is everybody staying warm? I don't know if it's really ridiculously cold where you are in your part of the country, but it's really cold here. Um, and also, we're working on, and by the way, thank you to our moderator, Imran Hossain, for moderating the chat and keeping us positive and full of mom energy. Yeah. We just finished editing another excerpt. We're putting the excerpts of the interview with Greg Dillon. He was the cop that blew the whistle on the FBI, on both channels. So I've got the channel that's for education, and then this original channel that the live is on. And so we're slightly editing them slightly differently and putting them up on both. So the next installments of our Books and Brews series is going to be coming out. I'll probably release it tomorrow. So it'll be on this, I think it's on this channel. Yeah, but thanks Imran he did a great job. He added the B-roll, the sound effects and captions and stuff. He's really doing a great job with that. So I really appreciate all you're doing, Imran. Thank you. Yeah, oh, Peach, yes. Lies are powerful and words do matter. Yes. And with this work, I've been learning really to be mindful. I mean, as much as possible, not to be, too slow with talking, but to be mindful of what I'm saying and how I'm saying it and the context and stuff like that. I used to just, not really be cognizant of that. And it's so important. And we can actually, our subconscious is always listening. So I really try to be as positive as possible because I don't want to limit myself. We limit ourselves by being negative, and then I just read in a friend of mine is into music, and she puts up various tracks and stuff, and she goes 432 hertz is a very it's compatible with our physiology. And also, I think it may be compatible with the Schumann resonance, which is the resonance of the earth, but I'm not sure. But much of our music is off. It's like 417, or it's slightly off, so that we never can feel totally relaxed and at peace. Our limbic brain is sort of triggered, and we don't know why. So if you're listening to the music that's not 432, or certain hertzes, it's not just 432, but I know that's a very peaceful one. We can be triggering ourselves unknowingly. Like we think we're relaxing listening to music, and it's slightly off. So, yeah. Okay, so you've heard about the resonance thing. Yeah, good vibrations. That's so true. It's so true. Yeah, I just found this really neat. It was like a 3-hour classical at 432 hertz. And it was just really peaceful. I never really, maybe I'm older now, but I could never really get into classical music, but I've been playing it in the background as I'm doing like writing and stuff. And it's been really good. I feel like it's allowing me to focus enough on the work and still, kind of feel like I'm enjoying myself, like enjoying the process, right? Yeah. And also, let's see, what's been happening? Yeah, I'm still working on the book with Bernie Siegel. We're working on that. It's been really good. It's been really busy. I finished my second to the last class for the doctorate this week. So I took 4 exams this week. And I think my ending average for that class was like a 98.5 or maybe 98.76 or something. So I just have one more class in my dissertation for the doctorate. So I'm really excited, guys. And I taught at a bunch, like 7 classes this week. I taught at different locations. So that was really exciting too. It's been a good week. It's been a lot. But I hope you're having a great night. Yeah. Yes, we create our own harmony. That's so beautiful. That is so true. Yeah, that's right. And yet our own peace, So yeah, I just want to thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. And like I said, this class with Mark Passio is very intense. It's from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Mondays. We meet on on and he is so passionate. Like, he's been doing this maybe 18 or 20 years, and trying to spread truth and what he, natural law, and empower people to take action. If you agree with what's happening somewhere, fine. But if you don't, get yourself educated, and then, talk about it, and do something about it. So it's been really exciting, to get to know all the stuff he's teaching us. Like, he's really breaking down our computers and saying, okay, this is the way you back up. This is the hard drive. This is, like, I never thought I would know this much, and it's been very eye-opening, but it's very cool. So, yeah. All right, I'm gonna head out. I've still got company here, so thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. It is all a process. You're so true. And we will, I'll keep reading about this natural law, because I love the fact, thank you, Art, for pointing out that our founding fathers, our Constitution was based on that. And that's so cool. I didn't even realize that. Yeah. But we'll research more. We can talk about it more. All right, so for myself to yourself, thank you for joining me on this journey. And let me see if I can get you to where Pumpkin is here. Let's see. Pumpkin! Pumpkin! Do you want to say goodnight? All right, guys, take care.